we're gonna play better than we did last year.
Okay.
How about that? That'd be a pretty good.
That's a good expectation. We got Coach Gibbs here, defensive coordinator, Texas Tech at the Media Days. I'm Rob Rowe with the Rob Rowe Show on 1340 The Fan. Coach, 2017, we're about to start up. Let's just get some broad expectations this year.
You know, I when I first got here, I used to say we couldn't play any worse, and excited about this group. We brought in some. Obviously, we brought in a bunch of mid-year kids who got to go through spring practice, which I think are all will be contributors. We got a good group of signees who just got here in June, who I've yet to see, actually practice football, but I saw them in high school, and I get to see them work out this summer some. And I think you see a different looking team. You get Dakota Allen back. Jordan Brooks did not go through spring practice. I think our linebackers will look like Big 12 linebackers, and hopefully they'll play like Big 12 linebackers. So I think that will solidify our defense. And how good are we going to be? I just want to get better. I just want the fans at Texas Tech who are crazy and love their football and support us no matter what. They deserve a better product out there, and it's our job to give them one. And I think I think we'll see a major improvement.
You mentioned getting some JUCO transfers in, some freshmen, but you still have a ton of young experience that you played with last year. Jordan Brooks, Broderick Washington. You had the most snaps in the nation with freshmen. How does that young experience translate to a better defense?
Well, obviously the more they've gone out there on Saturday afternoons and played against Big 12 opponents and realized how hard it is and how good the football is in this conference, I think they're going to get better with age and get better with reps. It's like anything else you do in your life. The more times you do something against good quality competition or in a high stress moment, the better you're going to be the next time you see it. So Douglas Coleman, all those guys coming back their second year, they'll have an aura about them. They got a confidence about them. Not that they're going to go out there and be dominant, but that they can go out there and compete. And I think that translates into obviously being better on defense.
So when you're going to recruit these guys, these JUCO guys or freshmen, do you look for players that fit your specific scheme, or are you just looking for good defensive players?
I just look for good defensive players. We've, regardless of what people believe, I've changed defenses since I've been here. It just, to the fan and to the person who just watches the game, it might not look that because it still doesn't look very good out there. The results aren't the same, but we have evolved. We have adapted to playing in this conference with these explosive offenses and trying to do it with lesser talent. Whereas I think now our talent is closer to everybody else's, and I think you'll see some better competition.
So what does a successful defense look like in 2017 for Texas Tech?
To me, when a guy runs the ball, you tackle him. When a wide receiver runs a route, you cover him. If he catches the ball, you tackle him. You don't give up explosive plays. And I've said this since I've been here. We don't have any erasers. We don't have any guys who, when the guys up front or the linebackers misfit, we don't have guys in the secondary or at the second level, which would be the linebackers. We don't have guys who go and make those tackles and erase mistakes. I think we have a group of those guys now. I think Ja'Shawn Johnson, obviously in year 3, needs to become an eraser. Vontae Dorsey, a junior college kid, you will see an eraser when we step out there and play Eastern Washington. That doesn't mean you're going to be better, but instead of giving up a 40, 50-yard run, you're going to give up an 8 or 10-yard run.
Okay, were there any, you mentioned scheme changes, you've changed some defenses. What are the big changes you've made? I guess you don't want to ruin your competitive advantage here, but what are some differences you've made from 2016 to 2017?
Just understanding this conference. The X's and O's, whether you're in high school football, college football, pro football, everybody runs the same thing. Everybody calls it different. Everybody calls it at different times. Everybody has different talent levels. You have to learn to adapt to back to your recruiting. You have to learn to adapt to, okay, this player can do this, so we better put him in the position to where he can do that. It's hard to do in this conference because of the tempo, because of the talent level on offense. They don't give you time to make those adjustments. So you have to build a system to where they have some versatility and certain guys can do different things on different downs.
So we heard a lot about in the offseason how Kliff Kingsbury has been more I guess, involved in the defense. What does that look like as far as meetings or practice? What is that?
I love it. You know, I tell everybody, you have a guy who was a great high school player, a great college player, played in the NFL, coached in the NFL for some great coaches. They learn a lot about football, and so just him being around the players, being around the meetings, being around the coaches, you learn that those guys might see something that you don't see. So it's been good for the football team. It's been good because the defense gets to see the head coach cheering for the defense in practice and in scrimmages, and you know, we have a closer team now than my first 2 years here. So
okay.
We'll look forward to seeing them, you know, compete on Saturdays.
Closer team, is that with the coaching staff as well?
I think so. I think we've evolved, we've grown. Obviously, Coach Kingsbury was a young head coach, you know, when he took over 5 years ago, and I think he's, you know, obviously become a better head coach, become a better leader, and you know, I'm excited about the direction of the program, and I realize we got to go get it done, and looking forward to the challenge.
All right, one last question for you. I notice you're not wearing a double T. Is that still going on?
It's still out. Accountability. You know, I go back to the fan base here. They deserve a better product, and the players didn't do it, and so you got to take some away from them, and you got to earn it back, and hopefully they'll earn it back by the time we play.
Yeah, I was about to say, September 2nd, if it hasn't been earned, you're going to go out and
we might go out there with
some
nothing
all
on but
jerseys.
with our all red and our numbers.